our today's topic is about species and subspecies concept. So now we are going to look about what is species and what is subspecies. So first of all, there are some concepts are given. First concept is about the morphological concept. Morphological species concept, and we can say it classical species concept. Okay, the morphological species concept is says that what is species. So it says that if the group of population looks similar, if they are similar morphologically, so this is a species. If this is species A and this is species B, if they look similar, so this is a species. If they look similar, this is a species. If the two species tries to interbreed, so they can't interbreed, they can't produce hybrid, fertile hybrid. Okay, but the particular this species can interbreed and it can provide produce hybrid, fertile hybrid, and it can also produce fertile hybrid. But if the two different species tries to interbreed, they can't produce fertile hybrid. Example of the two species like dog and wolf, so they can't produce hybrid when they met. Okay, there is an exception case that if we are saying that the species which are looking similar, they are of same species. So we can say that bird of paradise and hummingbird, and there are more examples. I am talking only about these two. So this bird of paradise and hummingbird, this is a particular species, this is a particular species. So the particular species members should look similar morphologically, but the particular species female looks different from its male. So this concept is fail here. Then about the second one is genetic species concept. In genetic species concept, it says that the species is that which is genetically similar. The population of that species should be genetically similar, but only the twins can be totally genetically similar, not other than twins can genetically similar. So this is also fail. And then biological species concept. So it says that if this is a species A and this is a species B, and species A is denoted by this triangle and species B is denoted by this circle. So the species A can interbreed and produce its offspring, and species B can interbreed and it produce its offspring, fertile offspring. But when the species A and species B, the two different species, tries to interbreed and produce tries to interbreed, so it can't interbreed and it can't produce fertile hybrid. Okay, so this is all about biological species concept, and drawback is that it is only applicable for the sexual reproduction, not for the asexual reproduction. So it is only applicable for the sexual reproduction. Now we are talking about sibling species. So what is sibling species? Its drawback, it is not for asexual reproduction. That's okay. So sibling species are the species which morphologically similar but reproductively isolated. Okay, it is reproductively isolated. Example like Drosophila pseudo obscura and Drosophila persimilis. So this is the species of Drosophila, but they are morphologically similar, but they are reproductively isolate. Okay, and there are species like Anopheles. Anopheles mosquito have lots of sibling species which are which have different feeding habit, mating habit, breeding habit, and different ability to transmit malaria, and these all are different, geographical distribution also different. That's why they are morphologically similar but reproductively isolated. Okay, so we can't say them different species, we can't say that this is these both are different species. These are not different species, we can say that they are biological race, biological races. So this cannot interbreed, but they are biological races, they are not totally different species. Okay, so now in fifth point we are talking about this one. Okay, monotypic species and polytypic species, this is already written. Okay, because I have made video in Hindi also, so that's why it is written already here. So from monotypic species, this is also says as also can be said as non-dimensional species, and in polytypic species also we can say it multi-dimensional species. So in monotypic species, if we can say that this is the population, these are four different population which are living in a same environment, or we can say they are coexisting. That time the particular population can't interbreed with each other, they can't interbreed with each other, but this particular population can interbreed inside its populations. Okay, inside its members, but it can't interbreed with another population. Okay, it says that single unit population, this single unit population is a species. Okay, this single unit population is known as a species which can interbreed with its member of population. Okay, now in polytypic species, or we can say multidimensional species, it is known as allopatric species. Like I have already made video in the about the allopatric or sympatric or etc. populations, so you can go and check it out in the playlist, and I will give its link in the description box. So what is allopatric species? Allopatric species, the species which are separated by the, isolated by the geographical barrier, it may be river, mountain or anything. Okay, so here this is a population, this is population, these are different four populations. Okay, four different populations, so they can't interbreed because they are geographically isolated. But if some cases this geographical isolation is not there, and this population if overlap, if they tries to interbreed, they can interbreed and then they produce fertile hybrid. Okay, that's why we can't say that these and these are different species, we can say that these are subspecies. Okay, if they mate, they can produce hybrid, fertile hybrid. Okay, that's why it is known as subspecies. So example, Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens, they have, it means human beings, they have four geographical races: Americanus, Asiaticus, Europeans and Africanus, which are living in the America, Asia, Europe and Africa. So they are geographically isolated, but if they met, if there is no geographically isolation, if they met, so they can produce a fertile hybrid. Okay, and this polytypic species have some advantages, like we can do classification on its basis, and we can know that evolution is done by this, because of evolution going on because of this polytypic species, that this different subspecies after some time they get more different from each other morphologically, and slowly genetically also they get different, and they convert into a new species. Okay, so evolution is also because of the polytypic species. And now our next point is about race circle species, ring species. 7th point, racean trees, or we can say race circle, or we can say ring species. What is it? Okay, so if I draw here a central valley of California. Okay, it is its west side and it is east side. Okay, and there are some salamander, you can see picture here. So this is a salamander and it is converting into different type of salamander in the east side, and in the west side it is also developing into different type of salamander. There is little bit variation as they are moving to different climate. Okay, and now this salamander converting into different type of salamander, and here also different, and here also different and different. So this salamander can reproduce with it, this can with it, this can with it, and this with it, this with it, this with it. So they can interbreed with each other, but this terminal species can't interbreed, they can't interbreed because they are very much changed as they are moving from this to this. So they have lots of change in their body morphologically, genetically. Okay, so they can't interbreed. So this is about the race circle. And now in our 8th point, it is about subspecies. I am also talking about here 9 point deme. Okay, deme. They both are I am explaining this both together. So if there are populations which are known as deme, D. I am denoting it by D, deme. Okay, they are geographically isolated. So we can say them as a subspecies, as I have told you here. Okay, so they can't interbreed. Okay, they are somewhat morphologically somewhat similar, but they can't interbreed as there is a geographical barrier is present. But if there is no geographical barrier, they can interbreed and they can produce a fertile hybrid. So this is known as deme population. Here the populations are known as deme. Okay, so these are also known as subspecies. And after some time they get lots of different from the other subspecies, and they acquire different morphological character, different genetically they also get different from their subspecies, similar subspecies, and now finally they will become another new species. So this is known as evolution. Speciation is going through it. Okay, so what is deme? Deme is this D. I have denoted here this D. So this is a population which can interbreed with itself, within the population's member, but it can't interbreed with the another deme. Okay, if there is a geographical barrier is present. Okay, next 10th point, last one, it is known as cline. So what is cline? If there is a warm-blooded animal and it is going to live in the North Pole, which is cold, so it adapts some morphological adaptation is there, like its body size should be large, by which it can conserve heat. So this morphological change is known as cline. So what is cline? Cline is a kind of trait which is adapting by the adaptation of the trait in the population of some species, population of any species. I am telling you again that if any population of a species is acquiring a trait because of environmental influence is there is a cold climate. Okay, so because of that environmental influence, this animal acquire adaptation which is large body size. So this is known as cline. So that's all for today. I have told you with diagrammatically, I have explained you very clearly, so you can define it in your words. Okay, so that's all for today. If you like my video, hit the like button and subscribe my channel and share it with your friends, and keep learning. Thank you for watching.